Self-shipping is probably one of the cringiest things I can imagine someone doing on the internet. The levels of second-hand embarrassment I get every time I see a self-shipping fan art are so high that I start reconsidering my will to live. But here's the thing, as much as it's cringe, awkward and gay, self-shipping is everywhere in fandoms. People get so obsessed with a fictional character that they just have to let the world know how much they love them. Like, congratulations, you're dating a f***ing image. While self-shipping in general isn't really an issue, I mean, the internet's a free country and you can do whatever you want, things change when we stop talking about people shipping themselves with some anime waifu built like a busted Roblox avatar and start talking about full-grown obese men pairing themselves with characters who look and act like literal children. That's the point where self-shipping stops being quirky fan behavior and turns into something really creepy. And today I'm going to talk about one of those creepy people. Meet Jacob Stepp, a full-grown man who generally believes he's married to Stella Zoo from the Loud House series, a character who is and very much looks like a 12-year-old. I first came across Jacob when I was on Twitter, digging through some cringe Loud House accounts looking for content, when I suddenly stumbled across the following post. At first, I honestly thought this had to be fake. I mean, the image even had a mimetic watermark. But then, I decided to look up the Instagram account in the post, called Jacob Stepp. And after scrolling through everything this account had posted, I finally realized this wasn't fake at all or even satire. This account belonged to a real man who genuinely thought he was in a relationship with a fictional character from the Loud House. Jacob would post countless hand-drawn pictures, most of which show this self-insert character kissing Stella, marrying her, or even having a family. And while some of these drawings featured an aged-up version of Stella, the majority still show her exactly as she appears in the show, where Stella is a middle schooler. You see the problem here, right? We have a man that looks like he's in his late 30s having the fantasy of dating a cartoon child. Like, that's really creepy to say the least. Well, in Jacob's defense, it does seem like he's on the spectrum, if you know what I mean. He seems to have difficulty talking and also in writing coherent messages, as we are going to see later on when I messaged him. Yes, I actually got in contact with Jacob, and we'll get to that shortly. Other than his drawing posts, there's nothing too unusual on Jacob's Instagram account. Some posts are him wishing happy birthday to celebrities like Joe Biden, others are just holiday celebrations, and then there's one peculiar post where Jacob accidentally revealed his phone information, including his real phone number. This really shows just how little self-awareness Jacob has. When you are posting this kind of content online, the last thing you want to do is expose your face and your phone number, because that's basically inviting online harassment to your door. Since there's nothing else worth mentioning about his Instagram account, let's move on to Jacob's second social media, Threads. And honestly, I don't think I have ever met a single soul who actually uses this social media. Unlike Instagram, Threads actually forces you to create an account if you want to view anyone's profile or posts. So, figured this was the perfect opportunity to get in contact with the man himself. Under the alias Marty Madrazo, I went undercover to gather some intel on Jacob's relationship with Stella. The first step was following Jacob's account on Threads because for some reason you can't DM someone unless you both follow each other, even if their profile is public. Thankfully, Jacob followed me back almost instantly, and look at that, he even made a drawing of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner to signal our brand new friendship. Apparently, this is some kind of ritual for Jacob, because nearly 90% of his posts are just him tagging random people who followed him alongside a drawing of some cartoon character he made, although sometimes the drawings get, a little peculiar to say the least. With my friendship established with Jacob, the next step was actually getting in contact with him, and since he went out of his way to make that nice drawing for me, I decided to leave a comment saying how much I liked it, to which Jacob replied,
Thank you, Coyote and Roadrunner Looney Tunes classic cartoon.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly sound right. Like I said earlier, Jacob struggles quite a lot with writing coherent messages. Most of the time, it's just random words thrown together instead of an actual sentence. I asked him if he had a DeviantArt account. He said yes, and honestly, that shouldn't surprise anyone. I mean, just take a look at some of his drawings. Then I asked if he was dating Stella, and he replied, yes, I did date her, Jacobella. Which, okay, sounds like he's saying he used to date Stella but isn't dating her anymore. But if that's the case, why is he still posting drawings of himself with her? Confused, I asked him if he was not dating Stella anymore, to which he said no. But when I asked him why, he quickly retracted his statement by saying, I mean yes, she my girlfriend Elizabeth. I asked him who the f was Elizabeth, and he sent me this drawing of his OC with, I guess, Elizabeth, and then I asked him why did he break up with Stella, to which he responded, no, I have a girlfriend, Stella Zhao. Okay, I'm completely lost. First Jacob says he's not dating Stella, then suddenly he's with Elizabeth, and then, out of nowhere, he's back with Stella again. Trying to get answers out of this guy is basically impossible. It's almost like talking to a toddler. But to be fair, it's probably because Jacob suffers from some sort of mental disability. I can't confirm that, of course, it's just my speculation. By this point, I was getting pretty tired of the conversation, so I decided to just cut the chase and asked if he knew the character was 12 years old, to which he replied, yes, but... and then nothing. Instead of finishing his sentence, Jacob sent me some random fan art of Ronnie Ann and Stella fighting over Lincoln, which wasn't even his. It was at this point that I completely gave up on talking to Jacob and decided to dig deeper into his account. This led me to discover another peculiar profile called Green Stella Zhao, which Jacob would often tag in his other account. This account appears to be someone impersonating the character Stella, which is already sad enough on its own, but it gets even sadder when you realize it's probably Jacob running this account as well. The writing style is really similar to his, with the same kind of barely comprehensible messages that make no sense half the time. Jacob probably uses this account to roleplay with himself, basically pretending that the real Stella from the Loud House is actually talking to him. I guess Jacob doesn't know you can now have an AI girlfriend based on a real cartoon character, which could have saved him a lot of effort. There's nothing particularly interesting about this account though. Most of the posts are just a Loud House characters showing off their Android phones, which is oddly specific, but I don't think it's a fetish, at least I hope so. After not getting the answer I wanted from Jacob, I decided to go investigate his DeviantArt account. Maybe there I would be able to find the reason why he was hyperfixated on dating a 12-year-old character from the Loud House. Well, I did not find the answer, but I did find a shit ton of artwork. When it comes to gooning, Jacob isn't picky at all. He's into all sorts of stuff. Inflation, obesity, farts, bondage, and countless other fetishes that I'd rather not mention. He also has a very specific thing where he likes to put golden hubcaps, like those things that cover tires on cars, over the asses and boobs of the characters. Like, you really can't get any more specific than this. Jacob also enjoys engaging in roleplay with other users in the comments of his own posts. Take this one for example, where Jacob roleplays as Lola from the Loud House, which, by the way, is supposed to be 7 years old, while another random user roleplays as someone raising up Lola.
Hello, Lola.
Hi.
You have such a big ass.
Yes.
Do you eat too many burgers?
Yeah.
Looks like they made your butt grow.
Eating chocolate cake.
Overall, Jacob's DeviantArt profile is full of hand-drawn art that's probably traced from someone else's work, packed with obese men simping for underage characters in the comments. So, basically just an ordinary DeviantArt gallery, without all the furry stuff. Sadly, I wasn't able to find the exact reason behind Jacob's fixation on Stella, but honestly, there probably isn't one. People like Jacob, who clearly struggle with some mental problems and also don't get much real-life interaction, often end up getting attached to fictional characters instead, building relationships with them to make up for the ones they weren't able to make in real life. He is also terminally online and surrounds himself with other people just like him and make him think that being in a relationship with a fictional character, one who clearly looks like a minor, is actually okay. Again, I don't condemn any harassment towards Jacob. As much as this whole situation is weird and creepy, he is just some random guy on the internet who clearly isn't well and needs some help. Making fun of his posts is one thing, but don't go out of your way to harass him. That is not the point of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and that's it. I love you. Bye.